Our final story this week is kind of a very interesting one. It's more of an off-season story than a playoff story, and it was big news. The story emerged on Monday and really was an ongoing thing all week and into the next week, and we're going to talk about it. The scoop, as it were, came from a very unlikely source. The Regina Leader-Post, in a copyright story, reported that Scotty Bowman had resigned as general manager of the St. Louis Blues. The newspaper said that Bowman, who'd been with the club since its inception in the National Hockey League in 1967, fell into a dispute with a member of the Solomon family, which owns the club. The result was an ultimatum for Bowman: do things the Solomon's way, or don't do them at all. The Leader-Post reported that Coach Al Arbor and Chief Scout Frank Mario are both proteges of Bowden, and they could end up on the outside as well should the upheaval go beyond the position of general manager. There was, according to the story, no indication as to who Bowman's successor might be, but defenseman Carl Brewer in the story was mentioned as a possible candidate, and of course that's a signal, let the rumors begin. The St. Louis Post-Dispatch, the main paper in St. Louis, picked up on the story right away, and they wrote it. Gary Muller was the reporter, wrote, amid reports that general manager Scotty Bowman has left the Blues, the Post-Dispatch learned that trainer Tommy Woodcock definitely has been dismissed, and according to a reliable source, assistant general manager Cliff Fletcher also had been let go by the team. The paper reported that neither Bowman nor team owner Sid Solomon Jr. would say that Scotty had been fired, and neither would say that Bowman would be back with the team next season. Tommy Woodcock, though, he spoke up. He said, I received a note from Bill Combs, who's controller of the Missouri Arena Corporation, that I will not be back next year. Woodcock had been the Blues trainer since the team was formed for the 1967-68 season, and he said that at this point he had not yet talked to Mr. Solomon. Fletcher, who for many years was working in the Montreal Canadiens organization, worked with Bowman actually quite a bit in their job, served as Bowman's assistant with the Blues for the past 2 years. He had been chiefly responsible for overseeing the Blues scouting staff and also was the general manager of the Blues farm team in Kansas City, and that just happened in a mid-season shakeup there just a few months ago. Fletcher has been described as the man who knows Scotty Bowman the best. So at this point in time, early in the week, it was not clear exactly what was going on, whether Scotty had resigned, whether he had been fired, or whether he even was not coming back to the team. But the story did develop over the week that Bowman would not return. It was pretty well confirmed by the Solomons, but the circumstances still had not been established. Well, there was a lot going on this week. There was a lot of, I guess you could say, speculation. The next week would bring out even more comments and speculation over Bowman's future, and we're going to put that into one of our special overtime episodes for our Patreon subscribers, where we'll give you the background, we'll describe the meetings that took place and exactly how it happened, and where Scotty Bowman was going to end up. And for at least the rest of the playoffs, we had no idea for sure where he would be going. So stay tuned for that. That will be in an upcoming episode on our Patreon subscriber series of Overtime.